I've been playing a bunch of Path of Exile since last year, and here is my list of what I really wish the Diablo team could learn, not only from Path of Exile, but also from grinding gear games. Let's get into it. Number 1, Gamba is king. The thrill of randomness in Path of Exile significantly enhances the gaming experience for me. The possibility of obtaining rare and valuable items keeps me going and constantly returning to the game. For instance, we all know that each unopened chest in Path of Exile contains a Mirror of Calandria, right? In contrast, the RNG mechanics in Diablo 4 often lack this excitement, and maybe they will fix that with Season 4, but I'm just not sure currently. While encountering a rare boss like the Butcher in your dungeon is engaging, the RNG related to gear and cosmetic items doesn't inspire the same level of excitement. It just kind of drops and that's it. I mean, Blizzard are really good at creating amazing cosmetics, right? Why don't we take one of those 50 horses and give it a 0.004% chance to drop from anything? It seems stupid, but it could lead to some fun moments. The Diablo 4 experience starkly differs from the high stakes and high rewards seen in Path of Exile, where players can gamble on outcomes that might significantly alter their fortunes, such as the horticrafting Div Gamba, where there's a chance to double the reward or lose them entirely. It's my favorite thing ever. Send me your divination cards, kids. To improve my experience in Diablo 4, it would be beneficial to introduce similar high-stakes, high-reward gambling mechanics. These mechanics could serve to both entice players with the potential for great rewards and provide intense, memorable moments that players talk about and share online. It's free real estate, Blizzard. Such elements could range from risky but potentially high-rewarding gear enhancements to special dungeons with uncertain but exceptional rewards. Whatever works, give it to me. Now, I don't think that RNG should overshadow skill and strategy in a game. That's just not what I believe. It just adds a fun layer of unpredictability and excitement to the game, in my opinion. It's the spice of life, you know? Adding more engaging RNG elements would not only make Diablo 4 more thrilling, but also more dynamic for players, I think. That being said, I still believe that Diablo 4 shouldn't feature RNG when it comes to your first full set of armor once you finish the campaign. What I'm trying to say is that RNG should be there, but not too much of it, especially when it comes to creating a powerful character that you can do most of the content with. And in a way, Blizzard are doing a good job when you look at the aspects, right? But yeah, let me gamble on something fun, Diablo. Do I have an addiction? Number 2, bosses should feel unique and spectacular. Bosses in video games are more than just obstacles to me. They are pivotal experiences that can define a player's game journey. Dark Souls wouldn't be the same without its bosses, right? In my time playing Path of Exile, bosses like the Shaper, Elder, they stand out, not only for their challenging gameplay mechanics and all that good stuff, but also for the colors, the design, the feel of them. These bosses are memorable to me because each one presents unique challenges. They're different from each other. They require me to adapt. However, when I turn to Diablo 4, I notice a stark contrast in the boss encounters. Despite Diablo 4's rich roster of demonic characters such as Mephisto, Lilith, and Dariel, and so on, the boss fights often lack the same depth. Many battles against these iconic demons lack distinctive traits that set them apart, making them feel just overly familiar to me. This simplicity undermines the potential for these encounters to be engaging, impactful, and unique. Diablo 4 could offer a more compelling experience. Drawing inspiration from how Path of Exile designs its bosses could lead to creating unique boss fights. It's nearly weird how much I enjoy bossing in Path of Exile and I don't enjoy bosses in Diablo 4. I mean, the visuals are nice in Diablo 4 for sure, but the mechanics, not quite there. And I remember defeating Lilith and feeling just nothing. So, to elevate the gaming experience, I want Blizzard to get weird with it. Give me ray beams, space comets, demons from hell ripping my character to shreds. I don't know. Just give me something. I feel like Diablo 4 could transform its boss battles into highlights of the game, making them as unforgettable as those in Path of Exile. And for God's sake, Diablo, you've got all this lore, and Dariel, the history. You could do something incredible here. Moving on. 3. The endgame should be goal-focused. Let's be real, Path of Exile excels at offering players significant control over their endgame experience. It just does. The first time I opened the Atlas tree in Path of Exile, the realization that I could shape my own endgame journey was quite simply revolutionary. The flexibility allows each of us to have a unique experience tailored to our preferences, whether we want to focus on specific types of challenges or vary our gameplay from one session to the next. And with Necropolis, we even have multiple Atlas trees to choose from. I love that. When can we get the same for our actual passive skill tree, actually? GGG. Would you mind letting me know? In contrast, Diablo 4 currently lacks this level of endgame customization. The game could greatly benefit from implementing a system that allows players to influence and customize their endgame scenarios. For instance, integrating a feature where players could allocate points or make decisions that impact the types of challenges they face, similar to Path of Exile's Atlas, could, I believe, enhance engagement and retention. Players could choose to delve into specialized content like Hell Tides, or even revisit previous season mechanics such as the vampire-infested territories of Season 2. You could do this to unlock specific powers, rewards, items. Just give me back my vampires, Blizzard, please. Such a sandbox approach to the endgame would not only provide diversity in the gameplay, but also empower players by giving them the reins to direct their own adventures. Just like in Path of Exile, it would be exciting to see options where we can align with specific factions or demons within the game, gaining unique abilities or drops associated with those choices. I've answered too many comments from guys wanting to be Lilith's pet in D4. Give them that option, Blizzard. Furthermore, allowing players to set personal goals and pursue them through varied gameplay means no two players' experiences are identical, and no two characters get the same experience either. I love that. This could involve focusing on defeating major bosses and grinding them out, or maybe focusing on dungeons and clearing them as fast as possible. Am I describing Path of Diablo 4? Because it sure does feel that way right now when I'm writing the script. Anyway, onwards. 4. Learn from each season. Path of Exile effectively utilizes its seasonal updates to introduce new game mechanics, some of which become permanent features based on player reception and integration into the game's core experience. I like that a lot. It's a keep what feels good approach that makes a lot of sense to me. Diablo 4 could benefit significantly from adopting a similar strategy. While Diablo 4 has started to explore new powers and features and its seasons, there is a potential to expand this further, in my opinion. For example, the introduction of new region events that stay or even randomly appear on a weekly basis would be super fun. Or how about the addition of systems such as housing, similar to Path of Exile's hideouts? This feels a little off topic, but I would love to create a little hut for my barbarian. Also, pets, please. Thank you. Investing in seasonal features that could transition into permanent elements would not only enrich the game's world, but also allow players to maintain access to their favorite mechanics. This could include vampiric powers, for example. Did I mention that I like vampires? Which could be reintroduced and then retained based on player feedback. Such mechanics should not just disappear at the season end, but rather be evaluated for their potential to enhance the ongoing game environment. And I do believe that Blizzard is thinking about this, but I want them to be bolder with it. Don't keep a few abilities, keep significant mechanics, crafting, housing, fishing, whatever floats your boat. By learning from each season, Diablo 4 can evolve into a game that feels alive and responsive to its players' desires, making each season's conclusion a stepping stone for further innovation. Not to mention that it feels counterproductive to scrap all the work you put into these seasons at the end of them. That's a lot of hours spent by the devs. Moving on to number 5, transparency will build trust. The way I see it, the relationship between game developers and their community is crucial, and transparency plays a key role in building and maintaining trust. Grinding Gear Games, the developers of Path of Exile, as you know, exemplify this through their openness with the community. They are very good at this, and it might be marketing, but I really like it. They frequently communicate updates, changes, and even setbacks on their forum, which has fostered a strong, supportive relationship with their community. This open line of communication ensures that players feel heard and valued, right? Contributing to a positive gaming environment that makes me want to trust GGG. And I do. In contrast, Blizzard often faces criticism for a perceived lack of transparency. They try hard, but it doesn't come off in the same way for some reason. This can lead to mistrust and frustration within the community, which we've seen a bunch of, as we, the players, may feel disconnected or ignored by the devs. The perception of Blizzard as a large, impersonal corporation could be mitigated by adopting a more open and frequent communication strategy, similar to those used by GGG. And in a way, the campfire chats from Diablo 4's developers are exactly that, but maybe include some content creators in the conversation. Let me interview Colin Finer. Or Finner? Finer. Come on, let me interview him. He's got some good ideas in that brain of his. To improve community relations and build trust, the Diablo 4 team could benefit from implementing more transparent communication practices. This could include regular updates via social media, detailed developers blog, explaining changes and decisions, interactive sessions, Q&A. You know what I mean. Wait. Scrap all of that. They already do this kind of stuff. We need some more boots on the ground stuff, okay? So how about this? What I really want to see is one of these devs playing in a group with content creators and explaining their thinking on some of the new mechanics, whatever they've worked on. Show me what they are playing, their build, their class, and tell me what they love about Diablo. This approach not only makes the community feel more connected to the dev team, but also helps in shaping a game that truly reflects the desires of its players, in my opinion. Okay, those are my thoughts on that. Be more transparent and earn our trust, and I'll give you my time. Makes sense, right? Number 6, investing in quick deployment solutions. Now it's time to put the software engineer cap on. Path of Exile demonstrates a robust model for implementing quick patches and updates, significantly enhancing player experience, right? By rapidly addressing bugs, balancing issues, and community feedback at the drop of a hat. It's what I would call hyper agile. This agility in deployment allows the game to maintain a dynamic balance and keeps the community engaged and satisfied. Simply put, you don't have to wait long when something's broken. The developer's ability to deploy overnight patches suggests, to me, a very streamlined internal process that prioritizes decision-making and flexibility. On the other hand, Diablo 4 experiences a slower pace in updating and patching, I find, which can delay enhancements and bug fixes, potentially frustrating players, myself included. If you have to wait a couple of weeks for a game-breaking bug or maybe like a change for your build, you just might log out and never come back to the game. You know what I mean? This slower response time may be attributed to more complex internal approval processes or technical hurdles and stuff like that complicates all of this. After all, Path of Exile is 10 years old plus and runs on a custom C++ engine, and I'm not sure what Diablo 4 runs on. I'm guessing sticks and stones. So these delays can dampen the community's enthusiasm and trust. It's a fast-paced world out there. Or, I mean, in here, in my computer. You know what I mean. So to improve this aspect, I think it's crucial for the Diablo 4 team to consider investing some of their time and money in technologies and processes that allow for faster deployment of updates. Streamlining the patch deployment process could involve reducing the bureaucratic layers that delay decision-making or upgrading their technological infrastructures to support quicker rollouts. It's a lot of mumbo-jumbo to say faster patches equals better player retention. Yeah, invest in that if I were you. Okay, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on that. Tell me what you think Diablo 4 should learn from Path of Exile in the comments, and let's have that chat. I'll see you very soon.